gamers, ready to dive into a world where every pixel packs a punch and every level tells a story? Buckle up, because that's what we are about to do. In today's episode, we will be exploring a list so dazzling that will make your 8-bit heart beat in 16-bit. From the adrenaline-fueled slashes of Katana Zero to the serene steps in A Short Hike, these titles are more than just games. They are a kaleidoscope of digital artistry. Whether you are battling through the gritty dungeons of Blasphemous or tending to your farm in Stardew Valley, each game is a masterpiece, stitching together nostalgia and innovation one pixel at a time. So get your favorite snack and let's pixel peep into these marvelous creations that prove the best stories sometimes come in the smallest packages. Dead Cells. Alright, let's start with the pixel-packed adventure Dead Cells. So what's the story here, you ask? Well, imagine waking up as a squishy, amorphous creature in a dank, dark prison. That is you, the prisoner, in the twisted, plague-riddled island of Dead Cells. Your mission is to break free and take down the king, the big cheese behind this whole mess. But here's the kicker. Every time you die, you are back to square one, searching for a new body to inhabit. It's like Groundhog Day, with more swords and less Bill Murray. Coming to the gameplay now. Picture yourself leaping, dodging and slicing through hordes of mutated nasties in a world that rewrites itself every time you play. It is like the island has a mind of its own. You have got a smorgasbord of weapons at your disposal, from good old hack and slash swords to traps that would make Kevin McAllister proud. The combat is like Dancing with Danger, where one misstep means a one-way ticket back to the starting line. This one is not just any other game. It's a pixel art masterpiece. Almost like each frame is a love letter to the golden age of gaming. The fluid animation and vibrant colors just bring out the roguelike Metroidvania world to life in a way that will make your retro-loving heart skip a beat. Moving to the next on the list. Katana Zero. Katana Zero, in this game every slash counts and time is more than just a ticking clock. Here you are Subject Zero, a katana-wielding assassin with a foggy past and a penchant for predicting the future. Stuck in a dystopian metropolis, you are unraveling your amnesia one slice at a time, fulfilling assassination contracts to piece together who you are. It is like a neo-noir puzzle with more blades and less brooding detectives. The gameplay is like Hotline Miami meets Ninja Gaiden with a side of bullet time flair. Exciting, right? You will be slashing through levels where one hit means game over. But wait, there is a twist. You can slow time, choreographing your moves like a deadly ballet dancer in a world that refuses to stand still. Each level is a new challenge, a new dance with death, where your only partner is your trusty katana. The visuals in the game deserve some special mention. They are a throwback to the 80s, with neon lights and shadows playing tag across the screen. And the soundtrack? It is like your adrenaline has its own mixtape, perfectly syncing with every slash and dash. Every slash in the game tells a story, and time waits for no one except you. Moonscars. From 2022, Moonscars welcomes you to the clay-crafted, sword-swinging world where every death molds you stronger and every swing sculpts your destiny. You will be entering the world as Grey Irma, a warrior pieced together from clay and bone, on a quest to find her creator, the elusive sculptor. It is a journey through a world where clay creatures roam and human civilization is just a memory. Imagine if Pinocchio was less about lying and more about slicing and dicing his way through a gothic landscape. That's Moonscars for you. Let's take a peek at the kick-ass gameplay now. Think of it as a pottery class gone rogue. In the game, you are not just a warrior, you are a clay-molded badass with a broadsword that can turn multiple enemies into pottery shards. But it is not all brute force. you can dodge, parry, and even use a bit of witchery, because why not add magic to your clay arsenal? Die and you're back at the last checkpoint. Only this time, the enemies hit the gym while you were gone. But fear not, collect those glands from fallen heroes to even the odds. It's like a never-ending game of clay chess with swords. The game is definitely a must-try from today's list because of its moody, dark atmosphere, coupled with a beautifully detailed pixel art, makes every scene a hauntingly gorgeous view, almost like walking through an art gallery, if the art tried to kill you. Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun. Get ready to jump into a game where pixels, pandemonium and power sources collide for a ride you won't forget. Yes, that's Warhammer 40,000 Bolt Gun for you. Imagine being Malum Kado, an ultramarine's tough-as-nails veteran in a universe where a tough day at work means battling chaos-infested baddies on a forge world. Your mission in the game is to track down a power source amidst a landscape that makes Mordor look like a vacation spot. It is like being a cosmic janitor, but the mess is made of demons, and the mop is your trusty bolt gun. Coming to the gameplay galore, you will be stepping into a first-person shooter that is a nostalgia trip on warp speed. Picture the pixelated charm of the 90s meeting the Warhammer world in an explosive dance-off. You are not just shooting, you are strategizing, dodging, and outsmarting AI that is more cunning than a fox in an Inquisitor's hat. It's like your favorite retro arcade game. Eat a bucket of Warhammer minis and hit the ultra-hard mode. Bolt Gun is simply a pixel-powered love note to the 90s, wrapped in the grim darkness of the far future. Every frame here is a mini masterpiece, dripping with dystopian vibes. We've got a feeling that it is as if our childhood video game fantasies got a grimdark makeover and a PhD in kicking demon butt. Moonlighter. Next up, we have Moonlighter, where you get to live as a shopkeeper by day and a dungeon delving hero by night. Well, clearly you live a double life in here. In the day, you are the friendly neighborhood shopkeeper, mastering the art of haggling and charm. But as the sun sets, you transform into a fearless adventurer, exploring mysterious dungeons and battling fantastical creatures. It's like Clerks meets Indiana Jones, but with more swords and less sarcasm. But the gameplay is where the fun begins. You spend your sunny hours managing your quaint little shop, charming customers and stacking gold coins like a medieval Scrooge McDuck. Then, under the moonlight, swap your apron for armor and delve into dungeons filled with loot and lore. Each dungeon is a unique ecosystem: golem, forest, desert, and tech, where danger and treasure go hand in hand. It is a beautiful dance of commerce and combat, where every gold coin and goblin slain brings you closer to glory. This game is where every sail fuels your tale, and every night is a new adventure in Pixel Paradise. The game's detailed visuals paint a world that is as inviting as it is adventurous. So gear up for a journey where the price tags and sword clashes create an unforgettable symphony. Axium Verge 2015. Axium Verge is where you are not just playing any usual game. You are unraveling a sci-fi mystery, one pixel at a time. Let's see what the hype is really about with this one. So we got Trace, who has a bit of an oopsie in his lab, and bam, he wakes up not in a hospital bed, but in an alien world. Talk about a weird day at the office, right? Then he finds out he's a clone of the baddie, Athetos. It is like looking in a funhouse mirror and seeing your evil twin. The gameplay is where this one really shines. It throws you into a mashup of old school faves like Metroid and Contra, but with its own twist. Trace gets to play with over 60 cool gadgets and gizmos, exploring this strange new world and battling freaky foes. It's a side-scrolling blast from the past, but with a shiny new coat. This game is like stepping into a retro pixel painting that's come to life. The graphics are a throwback to those classic games we all loved, but they have been jazzed up to look super slick on your modern screen. You can think of it as your favorite childhood game that has just got a major glow up. Shovel Knight. Alright, let's dig into the next on the list, Shovel Knight. It's a game that is a real gem in the platforming world. Shovel Knight's got a heart of gold and a shovel to match. He's a heroic adventurer with a simple mission: rescue his partner, Shield Knight, from the clutches of the Enchantress and her fashionable but evil Order of No Quarter. It's like a medieval fairy tale if fairy tales involved more shoveling and less singing birds. Coming to the gameplay now. Here you are, a knight with a shovel, because swords are so last century. Hopping and bopping through colourful levels. Every level is themed around a knight from the Order of No Quarter, and let me tell you, these knights have more personality than a reality TV show cast. You will be digging for treasure, bouncing on your shovel like it's a pogo stick, and buying cool upgrades. Picture this as if you were going to a medieval yard sale with a wallet full of gold. All in all, Shovel Knight offers a true dig-worthy adventure. It is just like your favorite childhood NES game, but with a diamond-like polish. The characters are so charmingly designed that you will want to invite them over for tea, except maybe the Enchantress. So grab your shovel and your sense of adventure, because it's time to show those knights what chivalry is all about.
Now to seal the deal!
Let's end this, shall we?
My brand, I'll strike you down.
Octopath Traveler. Alright, coming in hot with Octopath Traveler, where every level is a boost of pixel art adventure. In the game, you are not just playing one hero, you are juggling 8. Each character has their own saga, from Ophelia's holy quest to Tressa's globe-trotting trade dreams. Almost like having 8 epic novels in one game, and you are the one turning the pages. This game is a buffet of RPG goodness. You choose your main hero and can recruit the others on your travels, creating a team as diverse as a fantasy boy band. Each character has unique skills, like pickpocketing or challenge dueling, adding spice to your journey. The combat? Oh, it's a chef's kiss of turn-based strategy, with a break and boost system that will make you feel like a tactical genius. Coming to the pixel art extravaganza, Octopath Traveler really rocks it with its HD 2D style. The pixel art is so rich and detailed that you will want to live in it. I mean, it's really exciting. All the 8 stories intertwine among each other in a pixelated world, making every path super thrilling and adventurous. Who could wait? A Short Hike. The charming world of A Short Hike awaits you to witness a little birdie who goes on a big adventure. Claire, our feathered protagonist, is off to Hawk Peak Provincial Park for a summer getaway. But wait, there is a catch. The only spot to catch a cell signal is at the mountain summit. Sounds easy, right? Except Claire's never hiked that high before. This game tells a story of a little bird tackling a big mountain, all for a phone call. Talk about a long-distance relationship. Gameplay here is super fun. You are not just walking, you are running, swimming, gliding, and even playing beach stickball. If you did not know what beach stickball is, think of it as volleyball but with extra added steps. The world is your playground, and the more golden feathers you snag, the higher you can soar. Imagine it like a relaxing day at the park, but you're a bird with a mission, and the best part here is the soundtrack that adapts to your actions, giving your hike its own personal soundtrack. The trees, mountains, and quirky animal characters of the game are bursting with absolute charm. Though Claire's journey is small, the adventure is big, and every flap will bring you closer to the sky. So spread your wings with CLA Birdie and discover that sometimes the best adventures are just a short hike away. Owlboy. Next we have Owlboy, where adventure soars high and nothing is off the chart. Meet Otus, a not-so-average owlboy from the floating lands of Valley. When pesky pirates swoop in to stir trouble, Otus spreads his wings on a quest to save his village and uncover secrets about his owl kind. It is a tale that's part sky epic, part feathered fable, and all heart. As Otus, you are not just hopping around, you are soaring through the skies. With your trusty owl cloak, the sky's your playground. You will pick up and hurl objects, solve puzzles, and team up with unique allies, each bringing their own special firepower. Imagine having a squad where everyone has wings and cool gadgets, almost like the avian version of a superhero team. This game is a canvas of vibrant colors, attractive visuals, and detailed sprites that bring the floating world of Valley to life. You will feel like stepping into a digital storybook where you explore and enjoy many activities. So, fluff up your feathers and get ready to dive on a journey where the sky is just the starting point. Hyperlight Drifter. Alright, now get ready to dive into Hyperlight Drifter, where action-packed adventure meets a hauntingly beautiful story. In the game, you will be stepping into the shoes of, or should I say pixelated boots of, the Drifter, a mysterious character armed with forgotten tech and battling an unknown illness. It's like a neon-drenched fairy tale inspired by the developer's own heart disease, and it's as deep as it is vivid. Hold on, this isn't your average walk in the pixel park. Armed with an energy sword and a cache of futuristic gear, you will slice, dice and shoot your way through hordes of increasingly tough monsters. Ammo? Forget scavenging for bullets. Your sword's the key to recharging your guns. The frames in the game are dripping with vibrant colors and intricate details, creating a world that feels both alien and deeply familiar. It's like stepping into a painting where every pixel pulsates with the heartbeat of its world. Undertale. The quirky, heart-tugging world of Undertale awaits you to make the monsters your pals. What's the story, you ask? Well, you are a human kid who stumbled into the underground, a magical realm beneath the Earth's surface, jam-packed with monsters of all shapes and sizes. Your mission? Get back to the surface. But it's not just a walk in the subterranean park. You will meet characters like Toriel, the motherly goat monster, and Sans, the skeleton with a knack for puns. Your choices in dealing with these creatures will twist and turn the story in unexpected ways. Coming to the gameplay galore, Undertale isn't your typical RPG. Sure, there are battles, but it is more bullet hell with a heart. You can fight, sure, but why not chat up that monster instead? Maybe tell a joke, spare their life, and make a new buddy. Your actions do not change the game's course, they redefine it. Plus, no two playthroughs are the same, thanks to a storyline that remembers your past choices, making every journey uniquely yours. It is of no doubt that this game is a pixel art buffet. The simple yet expressive designs bring the underground's quirky inhabitants to life, each character a tiny pixelated masterpiece. It is a nostalgic nod to the 8 and 16-bit era, but with a modern, soulful twist. So, ready to choose kindness over combat? Or maybe the other way around? Either way, Undertale promises a journey filled with laughs, tears, and maybe a skeleton joke or two. Blasphemous. Next up, we've got Blasphemous. Let's explore the super dark storyline now. The game welcomes you to Custodia, a land under the eerie grip of the miracle, transforming its dwellers into creatures of sorrow and penance. You are the penitent one, the sole survivor of a silent brotherhood, armed with your trusty sword, Mea Culpa. Your quest is to unmask the truth behind this sorrowful land, battle grotesque enemies, and endure trials that would make even the bravest quiver. Speaking of the gritty gameplay, this isn't just a stroll through a gothic landscape. Blasphemous is a Metroidvania-style quest where combat is as grim as the story. Slash, dodge, and parry your way through Custodia, upgrade your abilities, and unravel puzzles that are as complex as the land's history. With each enemy felled, you are not just surviving, you are atoning. The pixel art of the game is nothing short of a macabre masterpiece, so sharpen your sword, penitent one, and prepare to walk a path where salvation and suffering are two sides of the same blood-stained coin. Slain. Rock on to the brutal beats of Slain, back from hell, where the metal is heavy and the pixel gore is heavier. So what's the deal here? Meet Bathorin, the headbanging hero of this gothic nightmare. He is on a mission to free 6 cursed realms from the clutches of 6 nightmarish overlords. Imagine a story where every castle is a haunted house and every creature is a headliner in the monster mash. Bathorin's not just fighting for glory, he is on the ultimate death metal tour. The gameplay here simply slays. You would need to master 3 elemental weapons, each more wickedly metal than the last. Think of them as your own personal demon-slaying guitar, bass and drums. Timing and rhythm are key. This isn't just a battle, it's a mosh pit. You will need to learn enemy patterns and dodge devilish traps while conserving and blasting your mana like a guitar solo at a metal concert. The pixel art here screams metal. To simplify, Slain is a pixel art spectacle drenched in blood and metal. Each gruesome enemy and gothic landscape is a love letter to both pixel art and heavy metal, creating a headbanging harmony of visuals. You are bound to rock the underworld in this game, where every fight is a finale and every boss is an encore. Saabi. Brace yourself as we explore Saabi, the pixelated paradise of neon and noir. Picture yourself as a legendary veteran with a chain hook for an arm, living that sweet retired life until you are called back for one more gig. Your mission is to scale a megacity, now a cyberpunk ghost town, to hunt down the enigmatic Saabi. It is like being asked to save the world after you have already hung up your superhero cape. But hey, a hero's work is never done, right? Gameplay here is on a grappling hook. This game is not a typical walk in the park, it is a high-octane platformer where your prosthetic arm is not just for show, it is your key to zip across the city, vault over skyscrapers, and put the smackdown on baddies. Keep swinging through the city like a cybernetic Tarzan with bullets and traps just trying to catch up. Every corner of Megacity Mago is a dazzling display of cyberpunk aesthetics, turning its dystopian chaos into a digital work of art. Let's not forget Mari, the hacker prodigy. She's got the brains, you have got the brawn, and together you are like an 8-bit Bonnie and Clyde. Just maybe don't tell her to put a sock in it. You never know when you will need her tech-savvy skills. All in all, in this game, you are not just saving the city, you are swinging through a cyberpunk masterpiece, one pixelated hook at a time. Enter the Gungeon. Dive into a gun-crazy labyrinth called the Gungeon. You are one of the brave, or maybe just bonkers, Gungeoneers on a quest to find a mythical gun that can kill the past. Why? Maybe you've got some regrets, like that embarrassing karaoke night. Each level is a new blast of bullet-shaped baddies and bosses, and when you bite the bullet, well, it's back to square one. This isn't just any bullet hell, it's a bullet heaven with a twist of roguelike. Choose your Gungeoneer from the Marine to the Pilot, each with their own starting gear. Your mission is to shoot, dodge roll, and blast your way through the Gungeon's floors. Flip tables for cover, use blanks to clear enemy fire, and juggle an arsenal that's part Looney Tunes, part Rambo. Ever wanted to shoot rainbows from a unicorn horn? This is your game. The pixel art in this game is like a Saturday morning cartoon if it was directed by John Woo. Every enemy, from the lowliest gundead to the mightiest boss, is a pixel-perfect blend of cute and deadly. It is a retro-style rampage that is bound to keep you hooked. So grab your wackiest weapon and dive roll into the Gungeon, where the jokes are as plentiful as their bullets. Pier Solar and the Great Architects. In Pier Solar and the Great Architects, you will be stepping into the shoes of Hostin, Elena and Ediso, 3 amigos on a mission that starts as a medicinal herb hunt and explodes into an epic quest full of mystery and ancient architects. Hostin's just your average laid-back botanist until his dad gets sick, and suddenly he's Indiana Jones in gardening gloves. Elena's tough as nails but secretly just wants dad's thumbs up, while Ediso is the tech whiz-kid who probably built his first robot before he could walk. Now imagine a classic RPG sprinkled with a dash of Sega magic. magic. You will explore, puzzle solve, and battle your way through an intricate world, all while juggling the unique skills and quirks of our trio. It's like a sleepover with your besties if your sleepover involves curing dads and uncovering ancient secrets. The world of Pier Solar is lush, detailed, and bursting with color. A true homage to the golden age of 16-bit gaming. It's like your childhood fantasies got a high-def makeover. So grab your gear, call your pals, and dive into a world where every step is a story and every battle brings you closer together. Stardew Valley. Imagine that you've just inherited your grandpa's old farm in Stardew Valley, and it's your chance to trade in the city life for some good old country living. Sure, the farm's seen better days, think nature's messy bedroom, but with a little elbow grease and a lot of love, you'll turn it into a slice of paradise. The gameplay here simply just grows on you. Stardew Valley is not just about farming, it's a whole lifestyle. Plant crops, raise animals, and mine in the caves when you're feeling adventurous. Feeling social? Chat up with the locals, find that special someone, and maybe even start a pixel family. Oh, and there is fishing, cooking, and so much more. It's like a buffet of fun, and you've got an all-you-can-play pass. The charm of Stardew Valley lies in its pixel art. You will be stepping into a living, breathing storybook. Each character, animal, and crop is a tiny pixelated piece of a much larger, heartwarming puzzle. So, roll up your sleeves and get ready to make Grandpa proud in a world where every harvest is a high five and every villager is a potential BFF. Eastward. Hop aboard the wild ride of Eastward, where adventure is on every track and the bonds of friendship are stronger than any apocalypse. Meet John and Sam, a dynamic duo in a world where humanity's last whistle stop is an underground town. When John, a miner with a heart of gold, and Sam, a mysteriously powerful young girl, gets booted from their subterranean home, they embark on a train-riding, mystery-solving adventure across a world brimming with secrets and the ever-looming threat of the toxic miasma. It is like a road trip but with more rails and fewer rest stops. This game is a pixelated potpourri of action, RPG and puzzles. You will swap between John's brawn and Sam's energy powers to tackle enemies and brain teasers, most of them as a tag team where brawn meets the brain, and every new area is a puzzle waiting to be solved or a monster needing a whooping. Plus there is cooking, because who does not love a good apocalypse stew? This game is a visual feast of pixel art. All the characters, monsters and landscapes are filled with vibrant visuals of retro artistry. You will feel just like diving into a Saturday morning cartoon if that cartoon was about saving the world and riding trains. Coffee Talk. What if every cup of coffee you brew came with a story? Well, that's pretty much what this game is about. In Coffee Talk, you are running the coziest and most fantastical coffee shop in a version of Seattle where elves, orcs, and even mermaids need their caffeine fix. You are the barista and owner of Coffee Talk, the chill spot where a diverse crowd from vampires to werewolves come to spill the beans about their lives. It's like Cheers, but with more scales and fangs. Your customers range from a journalist elf to a love-struck succubus and elf couple, all seeking solace in your steaming cups of Java. Coffee Talk is a visual novel that is all about the art of conversation and coffee. You will whip up everything from espressos to lattes, with each brew potentially swaying the storyline. Get creative with your latte art and watch as your concoctions influence the lives of your patrons. It's like being a coffee wizard, where each drink is a spell that weaves into the story. The pixel art in this game is like a warm hug from an old anime. It's all cozy 90s vibes, pixel-perfect characters, and scenes that make every dialogue bubble feel like a nostalgic trip. And let's not forget the lo-fi chill-hop soundtrack. It's the whipped cream on your pixel latte. Prodeus. Strap in for Prodeus, where old school shooting meets new school graphics, and the only thing higher than the body count is the nostalgia. In this game, you are not just a player, you are a chaos-crushing, demon-slaying legend. The game does not mess around with lengthy lore. It's all about jumping into the fray against an onslaught of Proteans and creatures that look like they have crawled straight out of your 90s gaming nightmares. Think of it as a family reunion if your family was made up of pixelated monsters from the depths of digital Hades. So are you guys up for non-stop adrenaline-pumping action? This game delivers it by the truckload, armed with a weapon arsenal that would make any FPS veteran weep pixels of joy. You'll blast through hordes of enemies, and with a dismemberment system that cranks the gore up to 11, every shot is a masterpiece in monster mayhem. The graphics are a love letter to the retro era, with lo-fi pixels meeting hi-fi effects. It's like your favorite classic FPS had a baby with a modern graphic engine, and the result is a beautiful bloody mess. Not only do you get to play in this pixelated playground of destruction, but you also get to create it. With an easy-to-use level editor and a community map browser, the carnage never has to end. It's like being handed the keys to the kingdom of chaos. Go solo or bring friends for 4-player co-op madness and dive into 16-player death matches that are as chaotic as a family dinner during the holidays, but with more rockets. And let's not forget the soundtrack by Andrew Hulshult. It's like having a metal concert in your ears while you're painting the walls red with alien guts. Skull, the Hero Slayer. Ever heard of a world where demons are the good guys and the heroes are bad news? Welcome to Skull, the Hero Slayer. You are Skull, a little skeleton with big hero-slaying dreams. When the heroes attack the Demon King's castle, it is up to Skull to save the day. Think of it as a fairy tale, but flipped on its head, or should I say Skull. The gameplay is just bone-chillingly good and polished. This is not your grandma's platformer. Skull is a bone-rattling, side-scrolling, roguelike adventure. Dash, slash, and teleport your way through randomly generated levels. And here is the twist. Skull can swap his skull for different ones he finds, each with its own wild abilities. You will get a feeling of playing dress-up if the dresses are skulls and the party is a battleground. The pixel art in the game is a spooktacular spectacle. Each skull, enemy, and level is a piece of pixel perfection, bringing a ghoulish charm to the hack-and-slash mayhem. Mind you, it's not about the size of the skeleton in the fight, but the size of the fight in the skeleton and the skull on his shoulders. So you get the hype. So grab onto your gaming chair to turn the hero world upside down in a game where every level is a rib-tickling riot. Terraria. Terraria is where your shovel is your sword, the world is your canvas, and adventure awaits beneath every block. Picture a world where you start with nothing but simple tools and big dreams. In the game, you are not just building a house, you are crafting an epic. Dig, fight, explore, and build a land where every tile has a story and every cave is a mystery. From the deepest dungeons to the highest heavens, it is your world for the making. This is not just a sandbox, it's a whole beach. Terraria is a buffet of building, battling, and exploration. Fight off hordes of unique enemies from slimes to dragons, and craft gear that turns you from a blocky beginner to a pixelated powerhouse. Want to attract a nurse or wizard to your humble abode? Just craft the right pad. With biomes that stretch from the eerie corruption to the radiant hallow, there is a whole world to shape and defend. Terraria's pixel art is a retro gamer's dream. Each biome, monster, and sword is a colorful pixel that paints a vibrant fantasy world. It's like your favorite 16-bit games got a modern makeover with endless possibilities. So get your tools, rally your friends, and dive into a game where the only limit is how far you are willing to dig. Permit. Get ready to mix, mingle, and medicate in Permit, because here you are not just any ordinary chemist, but a hero. Welcome to Moonbury, a charming pixel town that is as cozy as your favorite sweater. When the mayor's daughter falls ill and the local witch doctor's potions are no more effective than water, who do they call? You, the expert chemist armed with modern alchemy and a dash of charm. Imagine it this way: you are the town's superhero, but instead of a cape, you've got a lab coat. So how does the gameplay hit? As Moonbury's new chemist, you will be brewing up remedies for everything from burning lungs to jelly belly. Use your trusty tools to gather ingredients, battle monsters for rare materials, and brew potions that would make even Merlin take notes. Get to know the locals, build relationships, and watch as your reputation grows from who's that to our savior. The pixel art in Permit is like stepping into a storybook. Each character, building, and blade of grass is a burst of color and charm. It is a world that is always sunny, moonlit, or warmly lit by street lamps, inviting you to explore every nook and cranny. So without any further delay, grab your mortar and pestle and get ready for a heartwarming adventure in a town where every resident has a story and you are the key to their happy ending. Puts a lot of pressure on you, I know, but you will fall in love with this one in no time. World of Horror. Imagine a spine-tingling world where every choice is a matter of life and death, and sanity is just a state of mind. The storyline here is a pure nightmare that fuels on thrill. Welcome to Shiokawa, Japan, a town where the line between reality and nightmare is as thin as a spider's web. The old gods are waking up, and they are not here for a friendly visit. Hospitals, schools, and forests are becoming stages for the surreal and the supernatural. Yes, like being in a horror manga. You are the main character here, and the plot twists are as unpredictable as the weather. As usual, the gameplay is nothing but a roller coaster of terror. We are talking about a roguelike RPG that is as chilling as it is challenging. You will navigate through a series of randomized, bone-chilling mysteries, each unfolding like a horror story penned by Junji Ito or H.P. Lovecraft. Make choices, perform dark rituals, and solve puzzles that will have you questioning your own sanity. With 14 unique characters and 20 investigations, each playthrough is a fresh dive into the depths of despair. The one-bit art style, crafted entirely in MS Paint, gives World of Horror an unsettling charm, almost like stepping into an old-school horror game where the charming pixels could be hiding a ghastly secret. The haunting chiptune soundtrack is the cherry on top of this terrifying pixel sundae. The thrilling horrors of the world are just a click away, so don't wait up. Vampire Survivors. Next up we have Vampire Survivors, where you will blast, dodge and survive. Or will you? You are in rural Italy, but instead of picturesque vineyards, it is swarming with monsters. The villainous Visconte Draculo has unleashed a horde of creatures, and it all falls onto the heroic Belpese family and other survivors to save the day. It is like an epic family reunion. Well, if your family specializes in monster slaying instead of pasta making, you can choose your character, each with their unique starting weapons, and jump onto an auto-attacking, monster-dodging frenzy. A dance party, but with more demons and less disco. Collect gems, level up, and choose from a smorgasbord of weapons and power-ups. And when you think you have hit the peak, there is always the Reaper waiting to crash the party. Survive as long as you can, and use your hard-earned gold coins to unlock new characters and power-ups for your next monster mash. Pixel art here really packs a punch. It's a feast for the eyes, because every character, monster, and stage is a vibrant piece of pixel perfection. You will get a feeling of an old-school arcade game, but with an endless wave of modern elements to keep you hooked. So, pick your character, get into a venture where Monster Wave is a new challenge to conquer. Cassette Beasts. In Cassette Beasts, you will be dropping the sickest monster beats in a battle to get back home. The story here will completely throw you off the charts. Just imagine waking up on the mysterious island of New Wirral, not with a hangover, but with a cassette player that turns you into a monster. That's your jam in Cassette Beasts. As you try to find your way back to Earth, you are not just jamming out, you are joining forces with stranded souls and battling against ranger captains. It's like Pokemon met Guardians of the Galaxy in an 80s mixtape mashup. The gameplay here is absolute music to your ears. You will be diving into turn-based battles where your character and your companion morph into rad monsters with the help of your trusty cassette player. Forget random encounters. Here you see your foes coming. Mix and match attacks with stickers, fuse monsters into new forms, and use your monster moves to explore new worlds open world. It is like being a DJ, but your turntable is a battlefield and your records are monsters. Every monster, companion, and corner of this game is a vibrant pixel that pops. So grab your cassette player and get ready to rock and roll in a game where every battle is a hit and every monster is a mixtape waiting to be played. Pizza Tower. When the game's name is Pizza Tower, you know the toppings are gonna be wild. The enemies are wacky, and the only delivery is non-stop action. Plot with extra cheese. Imagine a world where your pizzeria's biggest threat isn't a bad Yelp review, but a floating pizza named Pizza Face with a nuclear laser. That's the spicy meatball of a situation Peppino Spaghetti, our Italian pizza chef hero, finds himself in. He's on a mission to scale the tower and foil Pizza Face's saucy plans. It's like Super Mario met Gordon Ramsay in a pizza dough showdown. The gameplay here is a slice of heaven. In this side-scrolling extravaganza, you will run, jump, roll, and body slam your way through the tower's floors, each packed with unique themes and mechanics. Want to surf on corpses in a cemetery or dodge jump scares? Pizza Tower has got you covered. Keep your combo going with rapid enemy defeats and item snags, and don't forget about Pizza Time, a race back to the start before Pizza Face catches you. With no health or lives to worry about, the real challenge is in how much you choose to bite off. The high-resolution pixel art is a visual treat, mixing the zaniness of 90s Nicktoons with a dash of French comics. Each character, enemy, and level in Pizza Tower is a vibrant animated wonder, making each moment feel like you've jumped into an animated pizza party. So tie on your apron, grab your pizza cutter, and get ready to climb, dash, and save your pizzeria in a game where the stakes are high and the pizza is higher. Bubba Is You. Get ready to bend your brain and break the rules in Bubba Is You. The game's story is puzzlingly perfect. Picture a world where you are not just solving puzzles, you are rewriting all the rules. That is the mind-bending journey this one will take you on. Each level is a new playground where blocks of rules can be pushed and flipped to transform everything from your identity to the very goal you are striving for. Want to be a rock today? No problem. Feel like turning grass into lava? Go for it. Change the goalpost. Why not? The gameplay here is a rule breaker's dream. With over 200 levels, each more cunning than the last, Bubba Is You challenges you to not just think outside the box, but to reshape it. Manipulate the rules and watch as the game world morphs to your will. It's a puzzler's paradise where creativity and logic hold hands and skip through fields of brain-teasing joy. The simple yet charming pixel art of the game complements its imaginative gameplay. Each block, character, and obstacle is a pixelated piece of the puzzle, coming together to create a visually engaging experience that is as fun to look at as it is to play. So grab your thinking cap and get ready to push, pull, and twist your way through levels where the only thing standing between you and victory is your own ingenuity. Dwarf from 2022. Gear up for Dwarf, where dungeons meet defense and every troll is a chance to show off your turret trapping talents. The plot here is dynamite. Like literally. Paint this picture as we go. The kingdom is in ruins. An army of vicious trolls and creatures led by the nefarious witch queen Vandra and a young dwarf tinkerer, aka you, standing between them and total domination. Your mission is to delve deep into these dungeons, unearth ancient war smith Blasphemous technologies and use your genius to turn turrets and traps into a monster-mashing dance of destruction. Now let's talk about the kick-ass gameplay. As you navigate the labyrinthine corridors of this ruined realm, you are not just exploring, you are strategizing. Set up your defenses and watch as hordes of baddies get zapped, sliced and catapulted into oblivion. Upgrade your traps and turrets through over 100 options, making each encounter a test of wits and reflexes. And when you are not busy setting up your deadly Rube Goldberg machines, you are solving puzzles and unearthing artifacts that would make Indiana Jones green with envy. This game really rocks with pixel art that's as meticulously crafted as your in-game traps. Each sprite, from the tiny tinkerer to the towering trolls, is packed with personality and charm, bringing this underground adventure to vibrant pixelated life. Marvelous verdict. And that's a wrap, folks. We just walked through a pixel-perfect parade of the 30 most mesmerizing pixel art games that the gaming world has to offer. From the dark and mysterious alleys of Dead Cells to the whimsical wonders of Owlboy, we have journeyed through landscapes that challenge our minds, tug at our heartstrings, and teleport us to worlds we never knew we needed. Whether you are a sucker for a good old platformer like Shovel Knight or a fan of the mind-bending puzzles in Bubba Is You, there is something in this list for every kind of gamer. These games remind us that in the world of pixels, it is not about the size of the art, but the magic within each dot. So go ahead, pick your pixelated poison, and remember, in the end, it is these tiny squares that make our big gaming dreams come true. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Marvelous Gamers for more amazing content, and we love hearing from you. So please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Stay marvelous and see you in the next video.